Hey everybody, we're back in Cobourg tonight. It's June 22nd.
I might actually start making sense.
It's a reinvestigation of a house we did back in April, I believe, and if you've been following our videos, you'll know when that was. Hopefully you watched it and got that experience and what we went through. Anyway, we're back here in Cobourg tonight to reinvestigate that house. Damon's with me again. He was there for the first one. Maurizio was there for the first time with us, but he's not with us. But we do have Shannon this time. So this is going to be Shannon's first time at this place. So basically what I'm going to do is just brief Shannon on what we experienced last time, and we'll see what happens tonight when we get there. She did email me again with another list of things that happened that she's experienced. Very similar to the first ones. A few different things here and there which we can talk to her about. But basically the same things as the knocking, the Nikki 9-door thing happening again, the male voice happening again. When we were there last time, Damon can attest to this, when we were there last time, we did experience a female voice of like a sigh. Unfortunately, none of our equipment picked anything up that night, even though we physically did. Pretty sure we did hear something that night, right, Damon? And maybe experienced like a shadowy figure, but unfortunately, equipment didn't pick it up. So, see what happens tonight. So, anyway, Shannon, welcome to the investigation.
Thank you.
So, when we heard last time back in April, basically this woman reached out to us and said that she was experiencing a lot of stuff happening in her own personal home.
Right.
She bought the home, I think, 10 or 11 years ago. She bought it off a young couple who had their first child while living in that home. And about a year and a half after having the baby, they moved. And sadly, unfortunately, I don't know if it was postpartum depression or if the lady had something or whatever, but she ended up taking her own life. So whether or not that woman has any type of drawing to that house because it was their first family home, who knows? She does have a cat. She says that her cat acts weird every now and again, like it's experiencing something. She has heard a male voice coming from her basement saying, "Is that you, or are you there?" or something along those lines. And she was upstairs in her bedroom. She had a glass. That's one of the other things. She had a glass fly off her dresser when she was cleaning her bedroom. The constant knocking on the doors or walls, and there's nobody at her door. She says it's almost like a Nikki 9-door experience. The first time she said she experienced these weird Z patterns, which we thought was maybe something on an area rug, but there's no rug, it's all hardwood floors. So there was like a weird Z pattern on her floor. There was a weird Z pattern on her cup. Sorry, I'm looking at Damon, sorry guys. Weird Z pattern on one of her cups, like if somebody scratched it in, like a 2-year-old scratched it in her cup, which is...
Like in the bottom of her cup?
No, on the side of it. Huh. On the side, it would be like a tea mug, and it looks like somebody scratched a Z into it.
Okay.
She feels like there is a presence of a male and a female there. The male in the basement, the female upstairs. Like I said before, when it was the three of us, we went there. We did experience some weird noises. A woman's sigh, very, very distinct woman's sigh in the master bedroom.
And you had an EVP there, right?
No, unfortunately, nothing was picked up there. Nothing on our equipment picked anything up, sadly. We had a camera aimed at the sensors on the floor. We had a camera set up in the basement. Maurizio did a bit of a solo in the basement. We actually got the homeowner involved by the end of the night, asking questions. While we were in her bedroom, at one point, we were all in there. I was crouched on the floor by her dresser, and we heard a very distinctive knock, like somebody pounded the dresser, like boom. Now, whether or not miraculously something happened outside and the house shifted or something, but it was a definite knocking, pounding on that dresser. While we were in the basement, we did, when the guys and I were in the basement, I was at one point filming and I was right up against the corner. I couldn't get any further back. I had the walls, and we heard footsteps behind me, even though it was a concrete floor and with a laminate over top of it. But it was impossible to have anybody behind me, and when I was right up against the corner of the wall. And then when we were down there with the homeowner, she was asking questions. I think it was actually you, Damon, that saw it first, was what he thought was a shadowy figure leave the side of the bed and go through the door into the furnace room. And then when we were kind of wondering what was happening, there was a weird banging noise coming from the living room of that basement, and we couldn't see anything. But
That whole basement's connected, by the way.
Okay.
it's like a big giant loop.
That'd probably be a good place to put the EDI then, the lights.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're up against tonight. If it's anything that was like last time, then hopefully now you will be able to say, yes, we did experience the same things as last time. Now that you know what we kind of went through. But it's nice to have a new fresh face onto this now, because it's a whole new perspective. Not fresh face, you've done the investigation obviously. Fresh
It's my
face.
first time.
It's your first time. No, to this person's house, that if there's anything we may have missed, or maybe something you'll pick up on that we didn't, or
Right.
you experienced that we didn't,
Right.
because of having the fresh face, the fresh body there that doesn't know what's happening because you've never been there before.
Right.
Yeah, anything you want to add to that? Or?
No, I'm excited.
What about you, Damon?
Chaps out.
Cobourg investigation redo. It is June 22nd, I believe, right? 2019. We have Damon, Shannon, and myself. Again, this is a redo from a previous investigation from February, March, or April, whenever it was. And we'll see what we can get for this client who is very anxious to get some answers. Going hot. We are back in Cobourg to reinvestigate this home. The last time we were here in this room, it was actually right behind Damon.
Mm-hmm.
We heard a very definitive knock, bang off that dresser, or the mirror, one of them. It was somewhere in that area, in that corner. Also, basically right where here was the audible groan or moan, like a something like along those lines. We're back again to find out who is here, who's making the noises, who is giving this client a bit of a runaround, for lack of a better term. Who's having fun with this person, making knocking noises and little tings and bings and bangs and tangs and.
Is this thing fluctuating?
What's that? No, it's pretty. Oh. It is actually. 1, 2, 1, 2.
It went up to 3 a second
Yeah,
ago.
it actually went up to 4 there a minute ago. Is there somebody here with us right now? Because if you are, if you can make these numbers change or make these lights change, that would be fantastic, please. I'm going to turn this off for a second, and I'll turn it back on. When you, if somebody's here with us, when you see this turn on, you'll see a whole bunch of different colors. If you can take anybody's energy, mine, Shannon's, Damon's, use the energy. If you have your own and it's strong enough, fantastic. You'll see it's a green light. If you can make it do what that just happened there, oh, like that, that'd be great, please.
Just for the camera, the tripod is fluctuating. It's picking up EMF of point. Well, right now it's here we go
I
again.
don't
So
know
it's
if I could
like
see it in
0.2. It'll go to like 0.3, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. It's minor, but
But it is
it's
fluctuating.
stationary and it's fluctuating. So it's kind of
That's interesting for
Yeah.
sure. And if somebody's here with us doing that, that's great. Thank you. I think it's pretty safe to say, if you can remember from last time, and I'll reiterate from last time, we aren't here to disrespect or be rude or anything. We are here simply to get some answers for our client, for the person who currently owns this home, and just to put her at ease, to let her know that everything's fine, that you're not here to give any harm or do any harm. By the sounds of it, from what she's saying is happening, there is no harm meant. It's just simply you want to make yourself known so you're not forgotten. So she was standing here, she said, and was asking questions and was getting the tapping answers.
that's correct.
Okay, so we shall do the same.
No, I'm gonna stand inside
You go ahead and stand inside.
in case we hear something. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't want to step in the cat box.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stand just inside the door here. Okay, so we are downstairs in the basement now in the storage area. Oops. And
Yeah, I'm trying to film you and you're blocking me out.
leaning on the door, that's gonna close. She was standing in the doorway asking questions, and she was getting answers in the form of taps, basically on command.
That's right.
We did hear the audio for that. We tried to debunk it by tapping different things in here. So I will start by saying, is there anybody down in this room with us right now? If so, could you please give us the tapping answers like you did for our client? That'd be fantastic, please. I hear a clock. Is there a clock down here somewhere? I hear like a tick tock. I don't hear it now. That was weird. Okay.
Was it me with the camera, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
So while we were upstairs, there was noises being heard down here.
Was that what she was saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you make those noises again? Can you bang on whatever you're
I
banging?
heard something out here. I don't know if you heard it on audio, but I heard something out here.
All I'm hearing right now is just our voices.
I kind of just ran in here, didn't I? Sorry.
No, that's fine. Oh!
Look, I have to take photos.
Okay, so the last time we were here, we thought we saw a shadow kind of behind Shannon.
Oh. I'm making you.
The action.
Oh no. Did you break it?
No, it's still okay.
There we go.
Oh
Oh, I
god.
think the battery's dead now. Yeah.
Well, after that, probably.
No, who knows when the battery dies. It's just, this is the second time I've used this. Dave asked me to use it and the battery died.
I don't think it lasts very long, to be honest. Like,
Okay.
look how big it is.
Right.
It's not your fault, don't worry.
Yeah, okay, so...
Sorry. That was
no, that's fine. So the last time we were here, basically we were back in this corner, Shannon. This is the corner I was telling you about. I stood here with the camera filming, and there was footsteps behind me
with the door closed?
with the door closed. I was literally backed up in this corner as far as I could get, and it
How
was.
are there footsteps behind you?
That's the thing we
Like
couldn't
you could
figure
hear it from the other room, or like literally?
literally footsteps. Like you could hear the creaking of the
Alright.
floor behind me here. And then when we were all in here with the client, the bed was over more centered to the room. There was a nightstand there. And I was here. Damon, you were about here somewhere, I remember. Maurizio was down here on the ground. He was squatted down. The client was on the bed, and all of us, well, for sure Damon and I, because we were looking this way, thought we saw like a shadow go from the side of the bed past the nightstand through this door,
Right.
and by the time you hear that noise,
Yeah.
that's the noise that was behind me when I was standing there.
And there was nobody near you.
No, and I couldn't move, right? So by the time we thought we saw the shadow go through that door, what we thought we saw was a shadow. Within seconds, we heard a bang out here. So of course we opened the door and look, and there's nothing there. So.
Right.
Well, if there is somebody here and you just don't want to make yourself known, that's pretty cool. Thanks for being around us, but it'd be really neat if you could make yourself known.
We must acknowledge the red light incident,
Yeah.
because that was interesting.
The which?
The red light.
Yes, in the other room, yes. And for that, we thank you again. And even though you tried a few times, it went to orange. That's fantastic. But yeah, again, we just want to get some answers for the client. That's pretty funky. If
Did you
can-
move him up?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can do what Shannon just did, that'd be fantastic. And if you can do that, what Shannon's doing, We'll pack up and we'll leave. And we'll say thank you very much. If you don't do it, well, we're probably still going to pack up and leave and say thank you very much.
With sadness.
Yes.
It would mean a lot to us though if you
It
did
would.
tap it.
I mean, especially since the last time we were here, even though our equipment and everything, we went over the evidence, nothing really came out of it, but even though we were here last time and we ourselves experienced noises and stuff.
Right beside this green light, there's a little ball that if you tap it very lightly, it'll light up. Give it one little tap. And then we'll say goodnight.
I have confidence you can do it because you made the lights change earlier on that tool. And if it's the same person as last time, you made yourself pretty known last time. So I think you can do it. And it'd be greatly appreciated if you could, please.
Well, if you're capable of knocking, you're capable of tapping on this little tiny ball on the bed.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. So I'm thinking we should call it a night.
Let's call it
Okay,
peace.
peace out. We are calling this a night.
Thank you very much for sharing your evening with us. Thank you for doing what you tried to do.
Yes, and oh,
That was me.
that was you. That was pretty funky at the time.
That would have been really cool.
That would have
but
been
it was
very
me.
cool. Thank you. Here's your welcome. Boom. But on behalf of our team and behalf of the client, I want to say thank you. If there is stuff that you have said and done that we couldn't pick up with our ears and this picked it up, that'd be great. Or if the camera picked it up. And I do want to thank you again for making yourself known and keeping the client occupied, which keeps us informed of what's going on. So
Is it supposed to be like rapid flicking between
rapid flicking, what?
the thing on the ground over there, the numbers?
That's temperature fluctuation.
No.
That's all that is.
Oh, I thought it was.
No,
Vibration.
that's temperature fluctuation, I believe.
Well, that would make more sense, temperature. Yeah.
That's temperature. It's not. Oh, there.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oof, I stood up too quick. Ooh, head rush.
Now Phil's gonna pass out, and I'll have to call an ambulance. Have a good night.
All right, everybody, watch your eyes. 3, 2, 1.